The laughter echoing through the park wasn't joyful. It was harsh. Two twin girls stood cornered near the swings, clutching each other's hands tightly as a larger boy pushed them toward the sandy ground. A man in a worn navy t-shirt stepped in before another shove could land. "Back off," he said, his voice steady, eyes sharp as steel. "Before we get started, leave a comment with your location and make sure to hit subscribe for more stories like this. Let's dive in." The boy paused, his chin jutting out in defiance. "They started it. Move." The man didn't flinch. "I'm Nathan. Try telling the truth." The twins, Chloe and Ava, clung to each other, their cheeks flushed with fear. The younger one hid a torn sketchbook behind her back. Nathan knelt to their level, his tone gentle. "You two okay? Anything hurt?" Chloe shook her head, her voice barely audible. "He tore my sister's drawings." Nathan extended a hand, and Ava handed him the damaged sketchbook as if it were fragile glass. He brushed off the dirt, smoothing a page where a vibrant orange fox was creased in half. "These are impressive," he said sincerely. "No one gets to ruin your art like that." The boy scoffed. "My dad owns half this town." Nathan rose, handing the sketchbook back to Ava. "Then he can buy you some manners." "Apologize." Silence hung heavy. Nearby parents glanced over. The boy's friend stepped back. He muttered, "Sorry," then stormed off toward the basketball court. "Thank you," Chloe whispered. "Anytime," Nathan replied. "I've got a daughter, too. If someone messed with her, I'd hope someone would step up." A woman in a sharp blazer and low heels hurried across the grass, her eyes fierce yet focused. "Chloe, Ava." The twins ran to her arms. She assessed the scene in a moment. The torn pages, the retreating bully, Nathan's protective stance. "I'm Sophia," she said, gratitude laced with caution. "And you just made a dangerous enemy." Nathan's jaw tightened. "I just did what was right." Sophia glanced toward the courts, then back at him. "That boy's father is Victor Hayes. He strikes back, publicly and privately." She softened briefly. "Thank you for protecting my girls." Ava tugged Nathan's sleeve, shy but resolute. "Will you come to our school art day, please?" Nathan smiled. "If it's open to visitors, I'll be there." Sophia's phone buzzed, her expression hardening before softening for the twins. "We're leaving," she said. To Nathan, "Be careful." To the girls, "Say thank you." "Thank you, Mr. Nathan," they said in unison. He watched them leave, Ava clutching the sketchbook tightly. As the SUV door closed, Nathan caught his reflection in the window, tired eyes, grease-stained nails, a faint scar he never explained. He told himself it was a simple act of kindness, nothing more. Then a matte black sedan pulled up to the curb, idled, and crept away slowly, its windows too dark for a school zone afternoon. Nathan's phone buzzed. An unknown number. He answered. "Mr. Hayes, Detective Carter here. Got a minute to discuss an incident at Maple Ridge Park? And a man named Victor Hayes?" Nathan's shoulders squared. "Yeah, I've got a minute." Nathan stepped behind the auto shop's bay door, phone pressed to his ear. "Detective Carter, what's this about?" "Yesterday's park incident," she said, her voice calm but sharp. "The boy you stopped, his father's Victor Hayes. He targets people who cross his family, hits their jobs, homes, even custody arrangements. You've got a daughter, right?" Nathan's jaw clenched. "Emma, 7. Then listen carefully. If you see strange cars, new customers asking odd questions, or a sudden CPS complaint, call me. Don't handle it alone." He hung up, switched off the shop lights, and scanned the street. A matte black sedan lingered too long at the corner before slipping away. By morning, 2 appointments canceled without reason. A third customer came in, asking too much about Nathan's schedule and who else had shop keys. Nathan wiped his hands on a rag and stared him down until the questions stopped. That afternoon, a familiar black SUV rolled up. Sophia stepped out, carrying a paper bag smelling of coffee and sourdough. "Thank you for yesterday," she said, placing it on the counter. "And I'm sorry if I was curt. I get protective." "You were protecting your kids," Nathan said. "I understand." She paused, then spoke candidly. "I run Carter Industries. Victor's been targeting my company for months, buying people off, pressuring banks, spreading lies. The park incident gave him a new angle. Make an example of the man who humiliated his son and stood near my daughters. So he scares me to get to you," Nathan said. Sophia's eyes held steady. "That's his game." A small knock came from the SUV window. The twins pressed their faces against the glass until Sophia waved them out. Chloe handed Nathan a new spiral sketchbook. For your daughter, she said, so she can draw with us at the art show. Ava added, and so you have to come. Nathan smiled, despite the tension in his chest. We'll be there. As the SUV drove off, Nathan's phone buzzed again. Unknown number. A voice he didn't recognize said, Mr. Hayes, we hear you're open late. Mind if we stop by after dark? Nathan glanced at the corner. The same matte black sedan was back. He slid the shop's deadbolt into place with a soft click. Shop closes at 6 o'clock, he said and hung up. Across town, Sophia gazed out her office window as city lights flickered on. She sent a text. If anything feels off, call me first. Nathan's reply was swift. I won't let this touch the kids. The school gym buzzed with the scent of glue sticks and sugary cookies. Kids weaving between tables covered in crayon-colored art. Nathan entered, holding Emma's hand, scanning the crowd until Chloe and Ava spotted him. You came. Chloe beamed, pulling Ava over. They each grabbed one of his hands, acting like lifelong friends. Come see our foxes. Sophia appeared moments later in a deep green blazer, her hair pulled back, looking untouchable until she knelt to thank Emma for coming. For a moment, the CEO became just a mom. The moment shattered when Victor Hayes's voice sliced through the noise. Well, if it isn't the park hero. Nathan turned to face him, tall, in a tailored suit, flanked by 2 bodyguards. Victor's gaze slid past Nathan to Sophia, his smile cold. You always did collect strays. Leave, Victor, Sophia said, her voice icy. This is a kid's event. But Victor stepped closer to Nathan. You think you shamed my boy? You shamed me, and I don't forget. Nathan didn't waver. If your kid learned not to bully girls, I'd call it a win. Parents began to glance over. Sophia stepped between them, her voice sharp as a blade. Walk away, or I'll ensure the press hears how you harassed a father and 2 girls at an elementary school. Victor's smirk wavered. He leaned toward Nathan, voice low. Pawns disappear from the board quietly. Then he turned and left, bodyguards in tow. Nathan exhaled, but Sophia's grip on his arm stayed tight. You're in deep now, she said. Victor doesn't play fair. It began the next morning. 2 clients canceled abruptly. By noon, Nathan's biggest repair contract, one that would have covered next month's rent, fell through without explanation. That evening, Emma's school called to verify a complaint about her attendance, the principal's tone hinting at planted lies. Nathan didn't need a detective to know who was behind it. By day 3, a black SUV, different from Sophia's, idled across from his shop. 2 men sat inside, faces obscured, watching. Nathan walked to the curb, rag in hand, and stared until they drove off. That night, Sophia called, her voice taut. He's escalating. My board says 2 investors are pulling out, and I have evidence Victor's feeding lies to the press about us both. So he's trying to ruin us both at once, Nathan said. Yes, she replied. But I have a plan to stop him. Her strategy was daring and dangerous. Gather evidence of Victor's financial crimes, embezzlement, offshore laundering, bribery, and leak it anonymously to the right media outlets. Until it went public, they'd be in the crosshairs. Nathan thought of Emma, the twins, and Chloe's trusting hug after the park. I'm in, he said. For a week, they operated in secrecy. Sophia used her corporate access to dig up damning files. Nathan called in favors from old army buddies and a retired cop, securing recordings and witness statements. One night, after meeting a whistleblower, a figure emerged from an alley, one of Victor's men. Mr. Hayes, he sneered, stick to fixing cars and leave the rest alone. Nathan stepped closer, voice calm but firm. Tell your boss. If he looks at those girls again, I'll stop being polite. The man retreated into the shadows. Sophia's gaze held a flicker of respect. The leak hit the news before dawn. By 9 a.m., Victor Hayes's face was plastered across local channels, with words like embezzlement, bribery, and fraud scrolling beneath. Reporters swarmed his office. His company's stock tanked before the market closed. Detective Carter called Nathan. He's finished. Federal agents have him in custody. You and your daughter are safe. For the first time in weeks, Nathan's tension eased. He drove to the shop, half expecting the black SUV, but the street was quiet. That evening, headlights swept across the bay. Sophia's SUV pulled in. She stepped out with Chloe and Ava, each carrying a covered dish. We brought dinner, Sophia said, her voice lighter, unburdened. Chloe handed Emma a new sketchbook, identical to the one Victor's son had destroyed. "Now you can draw with us," she said. Ava grinned. "And we made you something, too." She unrolled a large sheet of paper, showing Nathan standing protectively before the twins and Emma. The words, "Our hero," written in bold, looping letters. Nathan swallowed hard. "This means a lot." Sophia watched him, her steely gaze softening. "You didn't have to step in that day at the park, but you did, and you stayed when it got messy. That's rare." He smiled. "They're worth standing up for." The girls set up dinner on a car hood, laughing over spilled soda and trading stories. For the first time in weeks, the air felt free of fear, filled instead with warmth, trust, perhaps even the beginning of family. Victor's shadow was gone, and the bond forged by the swings would endure beyond every threat that tried to break it.